ODD TV.
Kill the programming.
Hey everybody, ODD here. What's good? I wanted to dive into this Alex Jones-Bill Hicks debate. I've been researching the idea that Alex Jones might be Bill Hicks, and I got to admit that at first, I thought it was completely silly, and I didn't want to go there. But I watched a fellow truth seeker's video called Alex Jones is Bill Hicks, 15 Proofs. It's by Taboo Conspiracy. Big shout out to him. So anyway, this video will probably receive quite a bit of hate because A, there's a coordinated attack on this information. At least that's what I believe, and that's what it appears. B, there are tons of people brainwashed by InfoWars, and they think it's a legit source for truth. And C, people who love Bill Hicks think that he would never do anything like this because he was a loose cannon. Luckily, I've never been here for the likes, so I don't really care. Anyway, some say that even if Alex Jones is Bill Hicks, it doesn't matter. I say, if Bill Hicks was recruited to assume the character of Alex Jones as the leading controlled opposition to the mainstream media, then I think that's a big deal. And let me say this, Bill Hicks, for what he was and what his work consisted of, I absolutely love him. He was a total badass, and I have all of his work, and I watch it every once in a while.
We have figured it out. Go back to bed, America. Your government has figured out how it all transpired. Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here's American Gladiators. Watch this. Shut up. Go back to bed, America. Here is American Gladiators. Here is 56 channels of it. Watch these pituitary retards bang their fucking skulls together and congratulate you on living in the land of freedom. Here you go, America. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
I don't want to disrespect the man if he is dead, but I genuinely don't think so, and here's why. First off, they look identical. When comparing pictures of the two, you'd have to be blind not to see the similarities. I know we all have doppelgangers, but these guys both grew up in the state of Texas and have the same teeth, which is damn near an impossibility, especially when considering all of the other things they have in common. They share the same best friend and production partner, Kevin Booth. Here's a clip of Kevin Booth discussing a little bit about growing up with Bill Hicks as his best friend.
I remember I used to buy a Totino's frozen pizza every single night and like a half a gallon of Bluebell ice cream and go over to Bill's house, and that's what we would do. Watch soap, pizza and ice cream, and just listen to albums and watch the show Soap.
Now here's a clip of AJ accidentally slipping up on a show where Kevin Booth was the guest.
No, I'm just giving medical facts here on air, buddy. All right, let's reset, go to break. Me and Kevin are old friends. This is not good here on air. Me and Kevin are old friends. This is not good here on air. A little bit of gallows humor here straight ahead. I'm Bill Hicks, your host. We'll be right back. I'm Bill Hicks, your host. We'll be right back.
You can go to Kevin Booth's website, Sacred Cow Productions, and click on Artist Bios. You'll find that Alex Jones is listed right underneath Bill Hicks. When you click on AJ's bio, it has some interesting things. Let's read the top part here. I became familiar with Alex Jones in the early 90s when he had his first cable access show in Austin, Texas. Alex used to sit in front of a star map, and I had a hard time putting my finger on exactly what it was that Alex was talking about. I remember the very last time Bill Hicks came to Austin Access, spring of '93, we were working on a script called Public Access about a Rush Limbaugh type character who angers a viewer, and the viewer came to the station and killed the host on air. Bill's character was an abstract composite of various Access personalities, including Alex. Okay? It's basically saying that Bill Hicks was assuming a role that incorporated Alex Jones. That's pretty funny. Now let's just finish this paragraph. Bill actually watched Alex one day and said, "He has magnetism, but I can't tell where he's going." So Bill Hicks and Alex Jones have supposedly been in the same place at the same time. I would say on multiple occasions if Bill was utilizing Alex's personality for his Rush Limbaugh type character. And there's no photos that exist of the two together. You can find Bill Hicks with Kevin Booth. You can find Alex Jones with Kevin Booth. But not Bill and Alex. It's not incriminating on its own, but it's worth your consideration as we continue. Bill Hicks was working on a story as a journalist with Kevin Booth about the Waco Branch Davidians shortly before he died in 1994. Then in 1996, Alex Jones pops up out of nowhere with himself and Kevin Booth doing the exact same thing. Here's Bill Hicks in 1993 doing a Halloween special for Sacred Cow Productions.
Sony's on line one.
Sony's on line one? You mean we're out of here? We got the public backing we need?
Yeah, that must be that.
Fuck it, we got our big record deal. We're out of here. Thanks.
And here's Alex Jones doing a Halloween special in 1997, also for Sacred Cow Productions.
Yeah, pretty close. Well, I can assure you, I don't make any money off public access.
Coincidence? Maybe. Let's keep going. Some people say that Bill and Alex don't sound alike, but actually they do at times. Here's Bill Hicks.
You suck, buddy, you suck. I can yell at the comedian because I'm a drunk son. That gives me carte blanche. I got a cunt and I'm drunk. I can do anything I want. I don't have a cock. I can yell at performers because I'm a fucking idiot because I got a cunt. I want you to go find a fucking soul.
And here's Alex Jones.
You know what it's like to go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers and you bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day? You know what it's like knowing you've ruined my life? You know what it's like, you sons of bitches? I'm tired of your crap! You commit evil, you're part of an evil system, and we're standing up against you! And the Republic is going to defeat you in the end!
I don't have a cock! I can yell at performers! Because I'm a fucking idiot! Because I gotta
go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers and you bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day!
Bill Hicks as an entertainer could do lots of voices, I'm sure. Hell, here's Alex Jones showing you some of his.
Well, we're down here at the legendary Access Studios where Bill Hicks was interviewed by Lord Booth. Where Bill Hicks was interviewed by Lord Booth.
Get behind our troops out there in the Gulf. Road home for our boys comes back from Baghdad.
Mr. Stamler, this is Billy Johnson calling from New York. We have got your award here, and we'd like to present it to you at the midterm 2004 World Tiddlywinks Championship. So we'd like to see what you can do with those tiddlywinks. I hear you can, well, flip them like nobody else in the world possibly can, Mr. Stamler. We do appreciate you calling us.
And remember that Alex Jones is a very dangerous character, so need to work with someone of that type of caliber. Very wicked.
In fact, just like Hicks, Alex would also do stand-up comedy.
I've got the film clip of Eisenhower back in 1958 calling Fidel Castro the Abraham Lincoln of the Caribbean. Maybe he is. But my point is, they put that motherfucker in power. They put him in there.
Another coincidence, don't mind me. Isn't it a little weird that on the 10th anniversary of Bill Hicks' death, Alex Jones accepted a Bill Hicks portrait as an award?
Tribute to Bill Hicks, February 26, 2004, commemorating 10 years since Bill left our world, presented to the Bill Hicks Foundation for Wildlife, Jerry and Lynn Raridan, and the fine folks at Capital City, a.k.a. Laugh Stop Comedy Club by Kevin Booth, Sacred Cow Productions, and artist M.A. Hardy. The following Bill Hicks productions were recorded in this club: Sane Man, 1989, Relentless, 1991, Arizona Bay, 1992, and Ranton E. Minor, 1993.
This is long before there was even a connection made between Bill and AJ. Before we go any further, I must bring up the fact that according to searchable birthdays of Bill Hicks and Alex Jones, there is a little over a 12-year difference in age, with Bill being older. So Alex claims he's 44 now, and Bill would be 56 right now. Let's note that here in 2018, that Alex Jones does not look 44. He doesn't look 44 to me. Also gotta say that people age differently depending on how they treat their bodies and things like that. So again, just want to make a note of it because people have been making notes of this for quite some time.
It is important for the viewer of this video to know that Bill Hicks is 12 years older than what his character, Alex Jones, claims to be. That being said, let's play a little game. How old is that man? "30 or 42? "32 or 44? 35 or 47? 39 or 51?
Moving forward, Kevin Booth credits Bill Hicks and Alex Jones as the producer of his 2013 film, American Drug War 2. On many occasions, Alex Jones talks about being Bill Hicks.
Yes, I am Bill Hicks. Or to be more accurate, you didn't get it all, did you? You didn't get the full conspiracy. I played the character, Bill Hicks, for 15 years with my accomplice, Kevin Booth. And we fooled you all. The master actor, the master genius. And then I decided to bring forward an even more incredible persona, that of Alex Jones. The Queen of England's my mother. Oh, actually, that'll start a new conspiracy theory. Actually, Bill Hicks is my mother. No, the government, in an immaculate conception, climbed on top of my mother, and that's how you got Alex Jones. I am the son of Obama, Bill Hicks. The whole world is a stage, and each of us players upon it. I mean, as Bill Hicks, I know that better than most. Folks, I am Bill Hicks. And I'm sitting here looking at all this, and these people come up to me on the street, and they go, hey, Joe, something like 5 times. And then I try to think, oh, I knew you were, I mean, not Joe.
Alex Jones. Alex.
Whatever
your fucking name is. Alex Jones.
All right, the programming's wearing out. So I want to just get this out of the way. I am Bill Hicks.
Has been called Bill by some of his guests.
The missing records, it's the proof of cover-up is the proof of guilt.
Yeah, and we just wrote this e-book, question of eligibility, under my name, Jerome Corsi and Mike Zollo, D-U-L-L-O. We lay all this out, just like we did at the press conference. Now, your question.
And you've got Kerry, who's absolutely in another universe, in an alternate space, and, quantum Quagmireville, basically Quagmireville.
And Alex even claimed to be funnier and more successful than Hicks.
You're going to keep purveying that Bill Hicks myth when you do that, because that sounds like the devil Bill Hicks voice when you do that.
We should just get a tight shot of Merlin at the microphone.
And then Rush Limbaugh's there and the devil mounts him. Here's the truth. I'm a lot funnier than Bill Hicks. I'm a lot more successful than him.
Definitely.
And it just shows the total mental illness.
And that's why you had to stop that character and just totally fully commit to Alex Jones.
But I mean, the guy was from Texas.
While later being a total hypocrite.
And, you know, it's actually kind of mean to the family, folks. Bill really did die of pancreatic cancer. And that's not why Kevin Booth is here. He's here to talk about American drug war, too. I just want to be honest with folks. Actually, Kevin Booth is Bill Hicks.
In an issue of the Maybe Quarterly, Bill's best friend, Kevin Booth, says this. Even Joe Rogan has gone back and forth since I first introduced him to Alex. He keeps flipping back and forth between either this guy is a complete lunatic or it's almost like he is some kind of savant that is seeing into the future on some weird level. What's weird is that I think Alex is one of the funniest guys I have ever known. I mean, I think that Alex is funnier than Bill. Alex makes me laugh harder than Bill ever did. He is such a genuine character. That's just not normal behavior for a lifelong best friend to display. You know, Kevin Booth's Bill Hicks' best friend, and he's disrespecting him big time by saying Alex Jones is funnier than Bill. That's insane. That's ludicrous. They say Bill died from pancreatic cancer. The thing is that the most likely candidates for pancreatic cancer are between ages 60 and 80, not 32. Is it possible that Bill died of pancreatic cancer? Sure, but it's not likely. On some versions of American, the Bill Hicks story, the tagline says, "The true life story of the outlaw comic that tried to save the world. He still might." Perhaps a little clue there, and that's not the only one. On page 423 of Bill Hicks, Agent of Evolution, Kevin Booth wrote that on the way back from Bill's purported funeral, that Bill had appeared sitting shotgun in Kevin's car, and then Bill proclaimed that he had done it. He pulled off the world's biggest joke, like it was all a magic trick. Let's look at the book. I'll show it to you. What's up, everybody? ODD. Got the book. This is the book written by Kevin Booth. It's called Bill Hicks, Agent of Evolution. And I just want to show you that the page 423 real quick. So let's have a look. So here's page 423. And let's just, he's talking about, Kevin Booth is talking about being at the funeral. And he said, "There's nothing so real in the world, but at the same time, it was like a dream. How did this happen? How come Bill is dead? He was fucking 32. 30 fucking 2. The strangest, most beautiful person I ever knew or ever will, and he's dead at 32. So just wanted to read that because he's kind of, you see how crazy it is that he made that statement that Alex Jones is the funniest person he's ever met. But let's jump down here to the bottom. It says, "I was driving the old brown Blazer by Seton Hospital near my house. I caught something out of my periphery. I looked over and Bill had appeared sitting shotgun in my car. He told me that he had done it. That he had pulled off the world's biggest joke, like it was all a magic trick." Okay, so that's page 423 of Bill Hicks, Agent of Evolution. Another interesting clue is in the orange drink connection. Bill had a stand-up segment about orange drink.
You ready? Orange drink. I'm going, what's the name of it? Orange drink. It's classic England, right? It's such a socialist nightmare over there, right? That's the drink. It's orange drink. I said, yeah, you really got my act down good, guys. That'll be great. You know, when I'm done ranting about elite power that rules the planet under a totalitarian government that uses the media in order to keep people stupid, my throat gets parched. That's why I drink orange drink. Yeah, right. See, don't you see how it would all fit in? Don't you see how every word I said would be hollow and filled with nothing?
And for some odd reason, Alex Jones sells an orange drink called Tangy Tangerine.
Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months.
So did Bill Hicks assume the identity of a character named Alex Jones? Most likely. But even with the slightest chance that it isn't the case, Alex Jones is still 100% controlled opposition. He works for Ted Turner, who owns Time Warner. We find proof of that when an InfoWars employee is questioned by a cop.
Right there, right there.
You work for Time Warner Cable?
Right there.
Is that who you work for?
I work for Alex Jones. Who do you work for?
You work for President
I work
Time
for InfoWars. INFOWARS.com. It's a website.
InfoWars.com. Okay, that's what I'm asking, so I can tell who you work for.
So they don't like us.
We also find evidence of it with the movie A Scanner Darkly, where Alex Jones is part of the cast.
Can't you figure this out? Look around you. Look how far we've come. Humanity wasn't meant to live like this. Our every waking moment, tracked and traced and scanned. It's time to stop submitting to this tyranny. It's time to realize that we're being enslaved.
And who put out the movie? Warner Brothers. So he's handled by Time Warner, again, owned by Ted Turner, who is a member of the Bilderberg group that Alex Jones complains about. It's all a joke, a distraction for these people. It's obvious that Jones is a Zionist gatekeeper.
Do I support Israel or don't I? And I've been very, very clear that I do support Israel.
There's so much out there, but to top it all off, Jones is seen in the eyes of many as the leader of the truth movement, and he acts like the nuttiest bastard on earth.
What do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
This is their plan, people. These are demons. Repent now. Repent now. I know your mustache is cool. You got little gold frame glasses. You scare me so bad. You scum. Scum.
Nellies going, kill everybody. I get off when I talk about cutting people's power off. I'm a Nelly.
I'm a pioneer. I'm an explorer. I'm a human, and I'm coming. I'm animated. I'm alive. My heart's big. It's got hot blood going through it fast. I like to fight, too. I like to eat. I like to have children. I'm here. I got a life force. This is a human. This is what we look like. This is what we act like. This is what everybody was like before us. This is what I am. I'm a throwback. I'm here. I've got the fire of human liberty. I'm setting fires everywhere, and humans are turning on everywhere.
Many people do not and will not take conspiracies seriously because of Jones. He's not harmless. He is the premier controlled opposition for the mainstream media. For those of you that are new, this is a common practice among the ruling class, and it's called the Hegelian dialectic. This means that both sides of a debate are controlled by the same entity, and whatever end result that the entity is looking for can be gained by manipulating either side as they please. The world is a stage, and it's all a show. The Black Pope, the Jesuits, black nobility, Zionists, Khazars that supposedly don't exist, and of course many of other branches, groups, think tanks, organizations, and institutions that are under the umbrella are responsible for keeping humanity down and under control, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, etc. Alex Jones was created and set into motion by high-level intelligence agencies in order to condition the masses, keep them at bay, and desensitize them to the truth. This has been your boy ODD. Thanks for watching.
The InfoWars host in a legal battle for custody of his children. His lawyers say the fire breather on the web isn't the real Alex Jones, that he, quote, is playing a character, that he's a performance artist.
Please explore more videos here on Odd Reality to learn more about the deceptions of the world.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap gay. Frogs